I am Madam Jit from SMK Pendang. Nice meeting all of you. I hope this sharing will be a good insight for all of you. Okay, I am going to touch about English paper 2, and my part here is I'm going to share with you about extended writing on report and review. So let us look what are the content that you need to write when you do your report. Okay, before I move on, I would like to do a bit of sharing about this session. Okay, here you will learn how to write a report and a review using the appropriate format, correct sentence structure, and contextual vocabulary. So here, students, what I'm going to share with you is extra in-depth about report and review, which your teachers has already shared with you. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, as you know, report is a writing using the correct format, okay, and because it is written in a formal language. So you need to master what is the format, and also we are going to look at the key areas here. There are 5 key areas that I would like to touch. That is format, type of report, the content points which you need to answer to fulfill your task when you are writing a report, and your language. Always remember, report is written in formal language. So you always remember this. When you talk about formal language in report, you cannot use contractions, okay, and you cannot be using flowery language. Your language must be precise. And when you look at tenses, it touches on the tenses which is either past tense or present tense. So let me move on to my next slide. Okay, regarding report. So this is the format, the layout of report, and this is actually taken from your full blast Form 4 textbook. Okay, students, report is not a new writing task for you. You have already learned report when you were studying in lower secondary. There are good report also, example of report given in close-up, in Form 4 textbook and Form 5 textbook. So my advice to all of you out there, Form 5 students, do refer to the textbook, close-up, full blast, and download for you to understand better about report. So if you look at the format, the first thing that you need to look at is the word to. To is to who is the report addressed to, from who is writing the report, subject, what is the title of your report. Now, if you look at number 2, here, what is written there? Introduction. But you look at number 4, I have not written there anything. This is all called subheading. So it is very important for you to write subheading for each number. So here the example is given 5, but maybe you can only write until number 4. But always remember, the report must end with either conclusion, the subheading, or recommendation or suggestion. So now, maybe some of you will be asking me or your teachers later that do we need to write your name? Okay, I will advise you, you don't have to write your name after you end your report. But in the full blast, it is written there, you need to write your name, written there, written by, or reported by, or prepared by. But if in case you missed out, it's okay because you have written at the top there, from who. Now let's move on to the next slide. Okay, these are the types of reports. Okay, students, look at the types of report. There are actually 4 types of reports that you need to familiarize. Okay, the first report is reports on activities, events, and programs. You do not have to worry much. Reports on activities, events, and programs are normally about anything that happened around you, which is in school. So just look through what activities that you have carried out. Okay, the next one is report on giving suggestions or recommendations. Maybe you got some suggestion or recommendation to give. Maybe you want to improvise the school library, you got some suggestions or recommendations. The next one is report to express dissatisfaction. So dissatisfaction about school facilities, about school canteen, school library. So these are the types of reports around you, surrounding you. Now, report on incident or crimes. Okay, student, you know, in English download, there is a unit crime. So what are the report on crimes that you need to know? Maybe cyberbullying or bully. So you need to look through all the types of reports. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, as I told you earlier, report, there are tenses that you need to master, past tense or present tense. So, my advice to you is you need to look through the language form. Okay, language form for report is passive voice. Okay, now, if in other written language form that you may say people say that, but in report we will say it is said that. Now let's look at the next one. Everybody knows that. You don't write this in a report. You should write it is known that. So there's a lot of passive voice in the textbook that you can practice, or my advice is use your internet. Get through the platform that practice on passive voice for report. Okay, I'm giving for today's session, I'm sharing with you a sample of report. So when you get the question, please do not answer in hurry. Read through the question. Let's look at this question. Your school librarians have attended a book exhibition. Sorry for the error. BITION. As the secretary, you have been asked to write a report to your principal about the visit. In your report, you must share the details of the book exhibition, state the benefits of the visit, share opinions from the members. So when you look at this question, it sounds more like a descriptive kind of writing. But remember, you need to write in a format of report. So it must be written in a formal written. So let's look at the task. Your task here is report on a school trip or an event. So it is obviously already past. It's already happened. So please use past tense. Now let's look at the example I'm going to share. So look at my example. First, to the principal. Okay, you can put your principal's name if you want. But if you don't remember, you just write the principal, Sekolah Menengah Kebangsaan, Fisin Kedah, from Paul Abidin, Secretary of the School Library, subject a visit to a book exhibition. Now, why did I say subject a visit to a book exhibition? Because in the question already stated that you are making a trip to a book exhibition. Now, my report, I start off with introduction. So you look at the one, I started off with introduction, and my second one is details of the book exhibition. Now, when you look at this is called subheading. Now, you look at the words that I use. It is all written in past tense, and you look at the words here, it is attended, held, and also you look at the phrases. This report outlines the details of the exhibition, the benefits of the visit, and feedback from the librarians. So when a person who received this, your principal already know what is in the report. So let's look at the point number 2, the subheading details of the book exhibition. The details of the book exhibition here is it had a wide range of genres. So when you talk about books, students, you need to come up with the genres. There's a lot of genres of book. But in a report, you only write fiction, non-fiction, and educational materials. Now, What is so great going to book exhibition? You can read a lot of books from various publishers, and the beautiful part about book exhibition is you have a chance to get the author signing the book. So you look at the words that I use in this report. It is more formal. I do not use contraction at all. So maybe you can highlight the phrases for you to understand or for you to master the phrases about book exhibition. Now let's move on to number 3. Now, can anyone tell me what is the benefits of the visit? But you see, I did not put the subheading there. So you know benefits of the visit, it is the subheading. And number 4 is opinion from the members. So what is the benefits? So you can see the one in bold, in red, that is actually the cohesive devices. So in report, you need to use cohesive devices. Okay, you need to use cohesive devices to lay out, to share the benefits and to make your written is incoherent. Okay, now let's move on to opinion. Look at the phrases. So why I shared with you this, maybe you can use some of the ideas here when you are given question about visiting a book exhibition, visit a museum. So you can look at it, the phrases are very formal. Now let's move on to conclusion. In conclusion, the book exhibition was a valuable experience for our school librarians. Now you look at this, my conclusion is only one sentence. So remember, report must be precise. You do not have to write in flowery language. Now let's look at the second example. Okay, if you look at the second example, it is about motivational talk. I'm sure all of you have experienced attending motivational talk or any workshop that help you to improvise in your lesson. So even though it sounds like telling a story, sharing your experience, but this one you need to write in the format of report. So you see again, students, I have used the same format, only the number 1 I did not put, but number 1 introduction, the subheading is a must. Where do you get the subheading? Always remember for a report, number 1 is introduction. So when you talk about motivational talk, you need to tell the person who's going to read your report, always in the introduction, try to put in when, where. Okay? And also in your number 2, the tips of studying. Where did I get the subheading? I got it from the question. I did not come up on my own. If you look at the question, it's already written there. What are the tips of subheading have you learned today? So here, students, you do not have to write the whole question. You just take the subject matter of the question. So the subject matter here is you need to talk about the tips of studying. So my subheading is tips of studying. So when I want to share about the tips of studying, I use cohesive devices. So again, when you want to share, you need to use cohesive devices to lay out the tips. Now, if I move on to the next one, tips applicable to me. So here again, I use the subheading, but it is also taken from the question. I did not come up with my own subheading. And number 4, it is enjoyable aspect of the talk is again from the question. So that is why when you get report question, please read through the question and underline the content that you need to discuss about. And the next one is the last one. Always remember, it could be conclusion or it could be recommendation. So you are not only going to look at what I have shared here, you need to master reports about dissatisfaction, maybe about school facilities, or maybe about crimes in school. So when I talk about crime, maybe you can talk about cyberbullying or bullies. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to my next part, which is review. I'm sure all of you are familiar with review. again, I would like to remind you, review, it is not the first time you're looking at the question review. It is not the first time you are practicing how to write review. In your Form 1, Pulse 2 textbook, you have mastered review about book review, online game review. So you are still mastering, but by now you are already a specialist in writing reviews. Okay, let's look at reviews here. There are many types of reviews that you need to master. Okay, one is movie, which you can get it in your full blast book, and review about mall, review about books, review about an event, products, school canteen, place, and services. So you need to master on how to write reviews and also the contextual vocabulary to write reviews according to the topic. Okay, I got a table here to help you pre-plan your reviews. At least before the exam, you have mastered this. So what you can do as a revision, as notes for you to prepare for review, you can follow this suggested table, which I got it from a friend of mine, Dr. Sahara. So this table, it is easier to guide you on how to write reviews. Okay, let's look. For intro, for movie, in intro, what you need to have there. And then in paragraph 2, what you need to have. So all this is very important. My advice is you should practice on doing this pre-plan before your exam. Next slide, it is about the table to pre-plan to write a review. For instance, students, if you want to write a review about a movie, what should come up to you? Okay, if you remember very well, the movie Lion King. I love the soundtrack of Lion King. You can write review about the soundtrack if you talk about a review about a movie. You can even write a review about the costume. You can even write a review, you like the plot, because in reviews, you are not only writing the synopsis. In paragraph 3, whenever you write review, every review like movie, book, product, it is very important for you to remember you need to give your own opinion about the review you are looking at. So as I told you, in movie, why you like the movie? Because of the soundtrack, because of the characters, because of the plot. The plot is full of suspense. So maybe you like that, or you like the characters in the movie because the characters are well developed and the characters act well. So paragraph 3 and paragraph 4 normally is your own opinion. And then when you look at book, why do you like the book? Because the vocabulary is easy, the sentences are short, the plot is interesting. Now product. When come to product, I will advise you to master, remember one product that you like. Now I'm sure all of you love all these handphones, and the latest one is iPhone 20. Maybe you can tell why you like the product. Make sure you use the contextual vocabulary to describe the product. Okay, so this is what you need to master. So I will advise you to prepare for your exam. Please complete this table. It is very useful. Now, for instance, I want to write a review about movie. Okay, this one I've taken from your full blast textbook, and you can look how is it written, and it can help you how to plan. So if you have completed your table, then you can write a good review looking at the plan shared here. But if it's not clear, students, you can refer to your full blast textbook. Now, let's look at this question. Okay, reviews required about television program. Okay, class, always remember you need to master about reviews or any essay question. You can refer to the speaking task. Speaking task in textbook, you can also write it in essay form. So this is about television program. And then in this review, you need to tell me why you like the program and would you recommend it to your friends. Okay, I've chosen something which is very close to everyone, and I'm sure most of you know what is this television program is. Okay, you remember this character, Upin and Ipin? I love to watch Upin and Ipin because it is really a boost to me to distress myself, and I love because Upin and Ipin really gives me a lot of moral values. So you see, when I write about television program, I also write the name of the television program. Obviously, you need to write the name and also the genre. So Upin and Ipin is actually written is an animation series. It's also an animation television program. And okay, now you will come up with that you cannot remember who is the director. Doesn't matter. As long you name the television program and the genre. Now, you look at how I wrote. Simple. I use the cohesive devices is must, and also why I recommend this television program. That's it. So always remember, for reviews, you need to use the phrase I highly recommend. You do not use the phrase in conclusion, because in reviews you need to use phrases like I highly recommend, I highly suggest. So these are the phrases to get everyone to watch Upin and Ipin. Okay, so these phrases, the one I highlighted, maybe you can look at it. Now, review on songs. So, anything can be out, review. It can be anything close to you. So, you know a lot of songs you can look through, and the descriptive words. So, all these descriptive words you can apply when you are writing your review. So, let's look at this one song. I'm sure most of you know this song. Okay, this is a famous singer, Datuk Siti Nurhaliza. So I'm writing a review about her song. Okay, even though the review, the name of the song is in Bahasa Melayu, you do not have to change to English. Okay, so this is my review about the song. And you see, I use the vocabulary referring to song. And you see how short is it? It's only in 3 paragraphs. And also, I stated here why I like the song. You always remember, you can tell the contextual of the song. Maybe you can say the lyrics are short, you like the lyrics and all. But at the end, it's always your view is very, very important. Now here the next one is review on shopping center. Okay, shopping spot. So you must familiarize with all these shopping centers, open air market. So when you talk about review, student, it is not only meant about review about movie, about food, restaurant. No, it can be anything. It can be review about products. It can be review about shopping center, open air market, and also review about homestay. So my advice here is, please try to pre-plan for review using the table given. So that's all from my part, students. So I hope it was beneficial, and good luck for your coming exam. And thank you so much for listening to my video.